Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor and this is the Battlefield 4 PDW, the SR-2, which is specific to the engineering class and also the Naval Strike DLC pack. I'm also going to be using the RPG over the course of 2 different domination rounds, one on Hanai Resort and one on Parasol Storm. And I use it to get access to some pretty nasty spots on this map, and then also get some through-wall kills and splash damage kills on Parasol Storm, because we all know everybody likes to bunker up in those buildings. And it can be an absolute surprise to them when you kill them through a wall, if you pay attention to some of the spotting that's going on the mini-map. So the SR-2, Naval Strike weapon, rate of fire 900. And something interesting about this, 2 things. The velocity is very, very slow. Only 380 meters a second. And the max damage is 26 at point blank range up to 10 meters. Oh my god, this thing must be amazing, right? Not exactly. There's some quirks about this. Number 1, the hip fire while moving is pretty darn good. The spread on this weapon is pretty darn good, whether you hip fire or you ADS. But you quickly lose damage over range. And here's one of those access spot, catching everybody on A with their hands in their pants. And let's talk about one of my bad habits. One of my bad habits is spotting, then trying to go ADS. Of course, there is a bonus to aiming down sight or going ADS with this weapon, but it isn't the largest. It almost behooves you, almost like some of the PDWs in Battlefield 3, the MP7, M5K, PDW, and some of the other ones, to just hit fire, dance all day. Again, there is a bonus to going ADS. There is a bonus to standing still, but there isn't the biggest penalty in the world for hip firing and dancing. But again, this is all about range, and sometimes you have to be sneaky. This is not a weapon that you should start shooting at somebody if they're 25 or 30 meters away. It's going to be a pea shooter at that range, and you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You are giving them time to turn around and literally shoot you in the face. So you have to be somewhat stealth-like with this. And there I see a guy spotted, get the splash damage kill as we try to move up. A lot of different weapons, I would initiate gunfights the second I see them. It doesn't matter if it's a carbine, an AEK, an M416, an AK-5C, an MTAR even. But with this weapon, I literally have to bite my tongue. So there's a bad habit there where I would spot and then try to go ADS and it'd get me killed. Well, the good news is the hip fire is pretty darn good. So there's a splash marker, right? So I'm literally going to lob this one, paying attention to the mini-map, into the ceiling, because more than likely he's playing a doorway, which we saw some flash from a weapon. That was a lucky shot, but there's an indicator of damage. No assist, and doing the same thing there, lobbing some into the ceiling. Those are low enough where you could do some pretty good damage if it's right on top of them. And that's about the range where I won't use the SR-2. There is absolutely no point, even if you're standing still and going ADS and bursting like a fiend. It absolutely just does not make sense. So your pistol becomes extremely handy, which almost bailed me out. But something at that range, turn and burn, don't even burst, just hold the trigger. Because again, the spread is not horrible on this weapon. And there you see me trying to burst, and then I strafe a little bit to get my line of sight unblocked there. And even then, it didn't matter. Again, this has a ton of drop off, and I'm trying to do a, see the guy in the menu map, shoot there, but he's not there. He's actually prone. I'm still trying to find this guy. And there he is, trying to be sneaky. The SR-2 is extremely situational, so be wary. If you start equipping this thing and you're in some longer lanes and you're trying to get in gunfights with guys with other PDWs, carbines, assault rifles, you're going to have a bad time. As I get another hit marker, no assist, so that guy more than likely is going to be alive. And let's talk reload right now. 3.6 seconds on empty. That is a long time, but the good news is if you have at least one in the mag, or in the chamber I should say, it's 2.6. Not the worst. So I'm not sure if this is helping me develop my bad habit or if it's helping me cope with my bad habit with all the spotting. That's one of the things I need to stop doing, is spotting the guys that are point blank that I need to go ADS on, or medium range with just 1 or 2 guys and finish the deal. So I saw a couple guys, and instead of engaging them, which I would have done with pretty much any other LMG, assault rifle, or carbine in the game, I had to go around and be somewhat sneaky. So can you put a suppressor on this? Sure. It's absolutely up to you, but just know the muzzle velocity is absolutely horrible, and you can feel this thing when you have to lead it, when people are trying to strafe your shots at anything behind 10 or so meters. And beyond 10 or so meters, you need to burst fire left and right. The good news is this thing recovers extremely fast. So you're going to see me turn over my shoulder, get a target, and start bursting like a madman, because that's what it takes to kill people at those ranges. And I get really lucky when a second guy walks directly into the path of the bullets, and the SW-40 almost bails me out. So here we are, pre-nading a spot, spotting again with the hip fire, and that is the strength of this. Even at that range, I'm definitely bursting quite a bit on the hip. If somebody's head glitching you, you're gonna have a bad time. If you're trying to outshoot multiple people at that range, you're gonna have a bad time. And here's one last example of me seeing a couple people heads on and trying to get sneaky with it, because there's no way I could take a 1v1 with pretty much any weapon in the game at that range. Try to get the flank on, shoot the guy who I think is revived, and then go in to contest the burn area. The SR-2 is a lot of fun to play with, but just understand the limitations. The low muzzle velocity, the very low damage at range, and the inability to kill people at medium and longer ranges. Just make sure to burst like a champ. As always, YouTubers, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.